Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So in this video I want to talk about Stella Damasus and how a lot of Nigerians celebrated the end of her third marriage. She's actually a Nigerian actress. So in her first marriage, her husband died and they had 2 children together. About 3 or 4 years later, she got married again, and that one didn't even last up to a year. I think they said lasted 8 months, and that one ended. And eventually she got married again the 3rd time. But the 3rd one was where the problem was. When I say problem of online in-laws, that's what they call them. People that get involved in your marriage, or people that, that's the term they use for people that get involved in people's marriage. There's people that post their marriages online. So once you post your marriage and relationships online, you automatically earn online in-laws. So basically where the problem started is that when she married the 3rd guy she married, the guy was already a married man. But you see, it's hard for me, I don't know the timeline, but basically the way it was, okay, that man was married. He walked away from that marriage and ended up with Stella. So as far as a lot of people are concerned, the fact that he ended this one, ended up in this, people saw she was accused of being a husband snatcher. I've made a video in the past in which I explained that, you know, husband is not like a handbag that you can just go and snatch and whatever. But let me just address it from, you know, basically what the story is. So a lot of Nigerians hold that grudge, or the online in-laws, they hold that grudge against her because they feel like she took another person's husband. And well, the other part is that this man she was living in America at this point, and this man was living in Nigeria, and he took his only child from that marriage and went to America to live with Stella. And so people were not really just feeling for the other woman that, okay, she lost her husband and Stella has her husband, but that her son was taken from her. So people hold that grudge against Stella Damasus. So now, apparently, well, from what has been shown, that man that she ended up with, that man has ended up remarrying. Okay, he's no longer with Stella. So Stella granted an interview recently, or coincidentally, or maybe, I don't know if it was coincidental or whatever, but the guy recently apparently remarried, and I think that is his 3rd marriage, right? And then Stella granted an interview around the same time this whole thing, you know, I think a few days later she granted an interview in which she for the first time spoke about her marriage to that guy and how it ended, how she didn't see it coming, and basically he blindsided her. She said, you know, he went to Nigeria, and the next thing she heard was on social media, on YouTube, she said that she found out that her marriage was over. That's why sometimes when they say YouTubers are spreading rumor, blah blah blah, sometimes that rumor is coming from somewhere. So anyways, and then she basically explained how, you know, that was how she found out her marriage was over. She called him and all of that. So now that okay, funny enough, this is not just happening today. They broke up ages ago, maybe 3 years, maybe 3 years ago, right? But the thing is, because she made a video speaking about it, and the man remarried, the whole thing kind of refreshing the news, and it's all everywhere. And I want to speak on the area of the, it's like a massive celebration all over social media. You see people expressing their joy that oh yes, that God, that serves her right. Her husband snatched her, you know, the man has dumped her, and then she lost the man she stole from someone else, and all of those things going on. And that celebratory, that's what I have come to notice, that wherever is being posted, is posted from that angle of, yes, she snatched her husband, now she has lost him, oh, this, that, and all of that. And although that's the one thing again about people's lives being on the internet, people's life being on social media, and you know, stuff like that, that is how people get to know what's happening in your life and get involved this much, like they call them the online in-laws. But what I find interesting, I don't know if it's interesting is the right word, but let me use the word interesting, is how we as a society, we're still pointing our fingers at the women. Now look at Yul Edochie. Yul Edochie apparently is married to a woman that was married before, or the husband of the woman that he married. He came out to speak. You will hear people call a husband snatcher, but I don't really see people calling Yul Edochie a wife snatcher. Well, he's married to someone that used to be married before. This guy, the guy that they're speaking about, there don't seem to be any stigma attached to this guy. He's free. What you learn as Yoruba go talk, he's gone. You know, he's gone into a 3rd marriage, and it's almost like a clean slate. It's almost like nothing ever happened. if it's a woman that has remarried 3 times, the way it will be spoken about, it will be different. You know why it's a problem is that the problems we feel we have in society of this whole call baby mamas, side chicks, all of these things, it will continue as long as the men are free. When I say the men are free, everybody is free, but our society somehow does not see, how do I say, they don't permit, if I can use the word permit, but it's almost like society does not seem to recognize or accept basically the woman's freedom. Stella Damasus' first marriage ended because the husband died. The second one, okay, they went their separate ways. The third one, they went their separate ways. So, okay, she's been married 3 times, but 2 were broken marriages, right? But the first one was, you know, the man's life ended. Yet, you still hear people say, she don't marry 3 times. Now, 3 times she don't marry. Forgetting that one ended in the man's life ended. But the man himself is now married 3 times. Am I making sense? Today, baby mama story. Tomorrow, baby mama story. Every day, there's so much of that going on. Side chick stories or so-called husband snatcher stories. Right? And I keep saying it. The double standard will make whatever we're talking about continue. Because let me tell you, it's about demand and supply. If that man did not make that choice to go and meet, what's her name? Stella, and want to start a relationship with Stella, it would not happen. If Stella was the reason why that man did not want to be with his other wife, right? Shebi now Stella is gone. Why did he not go back to her? The man has ended up with a 3rd person. Let me say this right. I always say it. When people don't want to marry each other again, I believe in go your separate ways in peace. I always stand by that. We have seen cases where they don't go their separate ways and one person's life ends. We have seen a lot of cases like that. And then we come out and say, why didn't you walk away? Walk away is better. And then somebody one ends. People come out and say, husband snatcher. That's another thing I don't understand is when somebody doesn't want to be with you anymore, why would you want that person? Why? If a man say you don't want to marry somebody again, say na so and so person enter your eye, let them go where that. Do you know there are some men that have ended their wives' lives because they want to move on to somebody else? No. It happens. The married man is dating another woman, and that woman is dating is married. 2 of them agreed to first end her husband's life. After they end her husband's life, they will not end the man's wife's life, so that 2 of them can be together. So after they ended the husband's life, they got caught. They never got to end the other one before they can start afresh, before they can now be with each other. When I see those stories, that's why no woman can snatch him. No woman can snatch any man from my hand. What do I mean by that? Any man that is with me and goes to somebody else, it is a choice he has made. He doesn't want to be with me anymore. I don't call such a thing snatching. I call it moving on. Moving on in peace is always better. I'm speaking about this thing because it's happening a lot. Let's stop stigmatizing these things. And secondly, let's realize that the ball, to a great extent, especially in our society, the ball is in the men's court. You see, my message is consistent, but I see that there's so much inconsistency. We tell people, walk away in peace. If you don't want to do it, go your separate way. And then somebody chooses that he doesn't want to do again and left one woman to the other. And people are, before somebody will come and say, what about Yul? Let me tell you the problem with Yul Edochie. Yul Edochie did not choose to walk away. He chose to eat his cake, Abi. He chose to eat his cake and have it. He wants to convert it to a polygamous marriage. Okay, let me say it this way. I believe that a man that chooses to walk away and go start with somebody else, I believe that for me, that is more respectful than a man that says, I'm turning it to polygamy and expects you to stay there. That's how I feel. If you walk away from me, is it okay? I'm not what you need? Okay, fine. That's fine. But if you're adding on top of me, it's saying that I'm not enough. So you have to come and add. Yul Edochie's one is almost like trying to force somebody into a polygamy. That is completely different. And then the worst part, let me tell you, if Yul ended his marriage and moved on, it would be different. But you know why people are so triggered about his story or their stories, that, you know, it was like, apparently just came out of social media and said, I have a second wife. Then people are seeing the injustice of it. The first wife was not informed. You dated her, turned her into a second wife without informing the first wife. And then not even that, you know, flaunting, all the flaunting on social media. People are seeing so much disrespect. I'm telling you guys, if you had ended one and went into the other one, there would not be as much uproar as we're seeing today. It's because of how he handled it. You know, personally, I do not see what the noise is about. I'm just being honest. You know, people don't do again, they move on, they carry on, you know, and all of that. Let people go. Let people go. You know, there is a saying that you see the stream, the river, whatever, as it's flowing, that one that is yours to drink will not, how do I explain? That one that is yours, you see the water that will, is a Yoruba saying, but it's like, the water that is yours to drink will not go past you. So no matter how fast the river flows, no matter how much it flows, or the stream or whatever, that one that you're going to end up drinking, that is yours to drink, will enter your belly, will not pass you by. I really wish a lot of us begin to see life like that. So why can't people look at it and say, okay, this man was married before. He, from what I know, I think he's married 3 times. He was married before. He ended up marriage and ended up with the second one. He walked away from that and ended up to the 3rd one. Why can't people just say that this guy, he's a mover? Am I going to say? He's a mover. Why can't people see it like that? And just leave it. It's a choice, a life choice he has made. I don't know what you guys think. As always, this is my opinion about it. And as always, whatever your opinions are, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye.